think Meltzer had the WWF bias because of his hatred for Hogan.
Yeah, he hated Hogan, and I think he hated Vince, and he didn't like this type of wrestling, and he liked it a little more down and dirty like Crockett. Alice Cooper here with Jake the Snake.
At WrestleMania 3, when you go against the Honky Tonk Man, and Jake, in light of all that's happened in the past, especially in the Snake Pit, where the Honky Tonk Man blasted you with that guitar, I expect a shootout.
You don't think I don't remember that, huh?
I know you remember.
You don't think I don't remember what happened? I still remember. And that's the reason this man is there, because I'll tell you something, Okerlund. I don't think Jimmy Hart, number one, he's got the man to take care of me in the Honky Tonk. And number two, the Honky Tonk is not the man that thought of this whole thing. I'm telling you, Jimmy Hart had to plant the seed because Honky Tonk hasn't got enough guts to take a shot at me. But Honky Tonk, when you take a shot at a man like me, you better make that shot count, and you didn't. You see, I'm still walking. And that's all I need to do is to get in that ring this afternoon, my man, and have my way with you.
Alice Cooper, I'm sure you're going to be keeping tabs on Jimmy, mouth of the South Heart. I noticed the spurs.
Yes, I'll be watching him all the way. This will be his nightmare. This is also my hometown and the hometown of heavy metal.
Oh, I love it.
We're going to ride, brother.
Jesse, this has been the greatest wrestling extravaganza.
Well, Alice didn't look like he was too excited about being there.
Well, I'll tell you, Gorilla, it's not.
The thing I also noticed here, Conrad, is that this was before the exploding guitars, wasn't it? That guitar that he whacked Jake with didn't break at all.
Jake would blame his addiction problems on that that guitar shot. He said that, it really fucked his neck up, but he couldn't take any time off because he's afraid he'd lose his spot, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
So he started to use painkillers, and eventually he does take a little time off. And Jake would tell you that he got on the gas while he was off and laid out by the pool. And when he came back, Vince was mad at him and said, "You're bigger than Hogan. You got to lose some of that." So he made him stop working out. This is according to Jake. So he wouldn't overshadow Hulk Hogan. And then, when he was at the Survivor Series, they wanted to bring in a 30-foot snake and have the entire team bring it in. Here's a Honky Tonk Man promo.
Honky Tonk, your opponent, Jake the Snake, is in the ring, and I understand it. Betty Lou's at ringside.
That's Peggy Sue, and she's getting sick and tired of it. Now, I know that 90,000 people out there are waiting. They're waiting for one thing. They want to hear the Honky Tonk Man sing. They want to see the Honky Tonk Man dance. They want to hear the #1 hit single in America today. They want to hear That's All Right, Honky Tonk Mama, and they're going to get to hear it. They're not going to listen to any nightmare song made by Alice Cooper. Let me tell you, Alice Cooper, if you think you're going to put your hands on a colonel, you'll never get a chance, because a Honky Tonk Man is going to take care of Jake the Snake. I'm going to sing and dance for everybody out there that supported me 100%. I love everyone.
I don't want to hear the Honky Tonk Man sing this. Really? Yeah, really.
And we heard him sing this past weekend, which has definitely happened because we are definitely not taping on Wednesday. It's past tense. He's a Hall of Famer right now as I speak.
So, the 30-foot snake at Survivor Series. I think I know what you're going to go ahead.
So they wanted Hogan and Demolition to carry it. And, allegedly when he had one spot, it was before that, where he gave, he was in the ring with Hulk Hogan and the crowd started chanting DDT. And Jake says, I knew right then I was fucked, because they were not going to stop all the momentum they had with Hogan and go with me, because he was the franchise. So they made him an ally, did the whole snake thing, and then eventually had to turn him heel because Jake was just so over with the fans, and he was so muscular and so tall, and the fans were just with him so much that it wasn't Vince's plan. So he had to change everything to hold him down. Didn't want him to overshadow Hulk Hogan.
Just according to Jake.
Yeah.
Now I remember I was at Survivor Series 89. They were going to come out with a 30-foot snake. And I never will forget it because it was at the Rosemont Horizon. And I was there backstage. And they had this big crate for the snake. And they pulled this snake out. It was fucking gigantic. They were going to have people bring it to the ring. And the snake pissed all over everybody. And was pissed off, had his mouth open, and was flailing back and forth. And Vince said, put that snake back in the box. He doesn't want to work today. So they didn't use that snake. And that's one of the the things backstage, I'll never forget how that snake looked and smelt and was pissed off. And that was Survivor Series of 1989. I also remember doing they shot some vignettes with Jake the Snake at the offices in, or Titan TV on Hamilton Place. And I was there when they shot it. They had it in the studio, and they had a snake handler there and had all these different snakes, like a cobra and all these different snakes. And in between takes, you could hear Jake say, I got to be fucking crazy. I got to be fucking crazy handling all these fucking snakes. But it was the gimmick, and, you know, he went with it, but it was a very dangerous day for him. And, you know, and I think you would agree, I saw your reaction at Rocket City Wrestling. And I don't want to offend anybody who likes reptiles, but fuck a fucking snake.
No,
you know?
Super fuck a snake.
Yeah, fuck a fucking snake.
You know,
like
you know what my grandfather used to say about snakes?
Yeah.
The only good kind of snake's a dead snake.
Exactly.
Now, I know that's not popular. I get that. I'm sharing country sayings from the South, y'all.
Yeah, exactly. I'm the same way. Fuck a fucking snake. And how about that dumbass Dave Silva putting the snake around his head?
You know what, though? If you were Dave Silva, you wouldn't have anything to live for either. You know, you just look. I mean, this man, once upon a time, took abuse from a failed podcaster.
Right.
And then I was nice to him. He liked that.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, he liked someone we won't speak of, Bruce. And that guy was just mean to him.
Right.
Mean to him.
I know. Threw pictures at him.
Threw pictures at him last WrestleMania. Just mean.
Mean.
And then, you know, he got to know Eric. Come on. Nobody's ever accused Eric of being nice.
Right.
And then he knows you, who everything you start, you quit halfway through.
Yeah. But I'm a nice guy.
You are nice when you're quitting. But so then when he sees the opportunity for a snake to just wrap around his throat, he just, you know, he was looking for the sweet embrace of death, the sweet release.
Yeah.
And I get it.
Yeah. Well, that's Dave.
It is.
That's Dave. That's Dave we know. But I never will forget when the guy came over with the snake. I looked at you and you looked at me, and it was like immediately we both were saying the same thing. Fuck a fucking
this.
snake.
Yeah, fuck this. I'm not doing that.
Yeah. Fuck that, you know.
I mean, first of all, let's run through this. We don't know if that was a pet snake.
Didn't matter.
No, what I'm saying is we're in the country, son.
Right.
That snake could have been in the field out yonder.
Exactly.
What's so funny is one of our patrons, I won't say their name. He's like, Conrad, I thought you were going to take us to like some real Alabama. Well, I thought we were going to see the real Alabama. I was just quiet for a minute. And I said, what do you mean? He's like, well, I thought we were going to see like, you know, real Southern shit. I said, dude, I just took you to a meet and three in the hood where everything there's fried. They don't ask if you want it. They put tomato and onion on every plate. They have collard greens and turnip greens on the same menu. And then after that, we drove out here to the middle of a fucking field. We're in a town that don't even have a red light. They've got a caution light, and we're watching wrestling in a metal building. And a white guy is about to wrestle a black guy, and the white guy brought a noose to the ring.
Oh, God.
And hanging in the corner is the Georgia state flag, where some people in the room thought that was an actual Confederate flag, but whatever. Dude, this is as Alabama as it gets. I
don't know what they were looking for.
Well, where else can I mean, I fed you barbecue.
Yeah.
I mean, what, there's no more Alabama than this.
Well, that's right.
I can get you some Natty Light, and we can drink them on the bed of my dad's pickup truck. I mean, that's about all I get you Alabama wise.
And they got to meet Larry Thompson too.
By the way, have we talked about the fact that Casio Kid finally traded in his soccer mom SUV and he's got a real automobile now?
No.
You know, he's got that number one in the book, 19 books running or whatever it is, money now. #1 morning show host in Huntsville, Alabama. And, so yeah, he went and bought him a new truck.
Well, good for him. That prick could ever show up, maybe we'd see the truck.
Well, I don't plan to. I mean, I don't think we'll ever see it, you know?
Yeah. Well, is Cassio he's obviously going to be at Starrcast.
Yeah, of course.
But he's not going to drive the truck from Alabama to Vegas for that, but.
Can't imagine. And it's not like you're coming over anytime soon.
Well,
you know, since we're home from WrestleMania, I'm not leaving again. So I'm here. There's no shows for me from here on out, like, you know, through Starrcast. So if you want to just come hang out and get away from the wife and don't act like you don't want to, then, you're welcome to.
Okay. You know, I got baseball.
Yeah.
But I mean,
why not?
Maybe I can come over after a Sunday day game or something.
I'm going to be driving, a long distance one of those weekends, and I'll think of you because I know you like to drive.
Yeah, I love to drive. And did the Honky Tonk? Oh fuck! The Honky Tonk Man win that thing, and Jake was aiming to take his fucking head off with that guitar.
Honky Tonk Man pinned Jake Roberts in 7 minutes and 2 seconds with a poorly executed cradle from behind when Jake went after Jimmy Hart. Finish was messed up, and it appeared Alice Cooper kind of screwed up in the post-match antics. Jake was real good here and carried the way. Honky is fun, but once the bell rings, he ceases to be much. 2.5 stars. How big of a deal was Alex Cooper in his day?
Oh, he was shit. School's out for summer. Fuck, man. That's have you heard the legendary stories about biting the head off of a bat at his, I wouldn't have done this, buddy. Ain't no fucking way. I would have shit my white pants right there. But you ever heard the stories about him biting a head off a bat at one of his concerts?
You know why I didn't?
Why?
Because he didn't.
He didn't do that?
Ozzy Osbourne did that.
Ozzy Osbourne did it. I thought he did it.
No.
Okay. Well, he did some crazy thing.
Yeah, he had a chicken incident.
A chicken incident?
Yeah.
What did he do to the chicken? Did he choke the chicken?
Is this real?
Brought to you by Blue Chew.
A fan threw a chicken on the stage.
Yeah.
In Toronto in 1969.
Okay. All right. And?
Well, he says he threw the chicken back into the audience, and the audience says they tore it and he says the audience tore it to pieces.
I was also told everybody spit into a cup. And he drank it.
Are you talking about Sonny right now?
No.
Okay.
No.
Because everybody's shit in a bucket and they threw it on her.
What?
Yeah, in the WWF, there was a gimmick for the Godwins. And their gimmick was they were pig farmers, right? So don't go messing with the country boy. Hillbilly Jim was their manager for a little while. And they would bring out these slop buckets. Like that's what they carried to feed the pigs. Well, the gimmick was they would take slop and then they would slop the heels. So it'd just be some concoction catering would make. And then they would throw it on the heels and fans would say like, oh, it's gross, whatever. Well, supposedly when she had a bunch of heat, they set that bucket in the locker room and somebody says, hey, now this is the bucket we're going to use on Sonny. Don't anybody do anything with this. So of course, all the guys took turns pissing in it, jacking off, taking shits in it, whatever. And then they slopped her with their, bodily fluids.
Oh, that's a real story, isn't it?
Yeah. Wrestling stiff, son.
Oh man. I didn't need to hear that story, but it took the edge off the snake there a little bit. Having to look at the snake.